Hey everyone, Rogold here, and today, maybe some of you have already seen it, but I wanted to discuss some of the very unexpected news that we've gotten with the Division game over the past 24 hours or so, because I've been getting a lot of questions about what it means for the next coming update for the Division 2, as well as the future of the game in general. If you haven't seen, we're going to be talking about the closure of the Season 11 PTS, and how that's kind of bucked the norm of what they usually do with these PTSs for these updates, and I also just want to talk about the general release of Season 11 in TU17, as well as the future of the Division 2. So let's get right to it. As you can see, was posted yesterday by the Division's official Twitter account. They said the Season 11 PTS is now closed. We greatly appreciate your feedback and suggestions. Now, off the bat, there's a few interesting things to mention with this. Some people were saying that this is like the shortest phase of a PTS that we've ever had. That's not really true. With the Season 10 PTS, as well as I think Season 9 too, these recent waves of the PTSs that we've had since the restarting of content for the game have always been this short. They start on Friday and they end on approximately Tuesday. But what is not normal, and what a lot of people were very confused about when this first came out, was that, is there no phase 2? I mean, it says here it's just closed. They would usually say, it's closed now, we're working on phase 2, and we'll give you more information when we have it. So when I first read this, I just assumed that there was a phase 2 coming, because that's always been what's happened. And additionally, no notice was given that this closure was coming, which, I mean, like I said, from the previous season's timelines, we could have guessed that it was going to close on Tuesday, but they didn't say anything. They didn't say you've got X number of hours left to play it and test out. They just announced, hey, it's closed, good luck. And so coming in to save the day, we of course have Morten Ryberg, who's the product director on the game, who responded to DJ Tickle saying there will not be a phase 2 of the Season 11 PTS. And this is where a lot of people kind of went haywire, because yes, this does indeed mean, and I went back and kind of double checked this, that this was the shortest PTS in the history of the Division franchise. Every update that's had a PTS has always had at least 2 phases, and Season 11 has now broken that trend and just had 1. And so because of this, I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, well, that means that things with Season 11 are catastrophic. It means that the Division 2 team is really hurting because of this greater Ubisoft news that's happening right now. It means the game is on its last leg. It's going to die. It's going to get canceled, blah, blah, blah. I'll start with this. Do I think that the quality of the content we are getting in Season 11 is going to hurt because of this shortened PTS cycle? Yes, I probably do think that. I think stuff like some of the PvP changes with the Jammer Pulse could have received more phases of testing, could have gone through more iterations for the devs to get more feedback. I think some of the new gear, while fun, especially the gear set, I think some of the other stuff was just a bit undertuned and probably could have gone through some revisions and some testing, all of that normal jazz. But now we're not going to get that. What I think is going to probably occur is similar to the timeline we went through with Season 10, where a lot of the changes that they had been testing on the PTS didn't actually make it into the Prime update itself, and it wasn't until TU 16.1. I think most of the stuff that they're going to change is going to make it into TU17's release itself, but what I think we're going to see is a lot of iteration and revisions on some of these things as we go through TU 17.1, 0.2, etc. Is that necessarily ideal? No, but I just think that's kind of where they're at with this Season 11 update for the Division 2. It's kind of in a weird spot as far as updates go, because once Descent got delayed from it, it was now just coming with a season and some quality of life changes for PvP, which also makes it, I think, one of the smallest title updates that the game has ever gotten. Now, of course, there were some back in the day that were smaller than this, but as far as like a Prime Division 2 one that you're doing a PTS for, not only was it the shortest PTS, but it was also the one testing the least amount of things. So my guess is that because the devs know they have some extra time to tune this stuff up once it goes live, and because this update was already supposed to come out a month and a half ago, and we're not even getting the main piece of content that's coming with it, they probably just want to get it out there. And I think at this point, this update is serving as a weird kind of bridge between what they've been doing in Year 4 and what we're eventually leading to with Year 5 Season 1 in a couple months, which I think is going to be pretty epic. So for all the doom and gloom you may have seen around the community lately from this news, in the short term, I think it is probably a bit of a negative thing. I do think that we're going to have to go through a bit of some growing pains with this update. But in the long term, I really don't think this means much at all. And if we go over to something that Morten also tweeted out yesterday, he said, "We are getting a lot of questions regarding Season 11. Please tune into our live stream to get all the info. Timing of the stream will be revealed on the Division's Twitter account." So they've done one of these live streams for Season 9, Season 10. It's usually the Season X reveal stream. So we're going to be getting one of those for Season 11. Likely Yannick and Daria will be on there to break down the update, answer our questions about things that we're confused about, maybe tease a little bit for the future. So I think a lot of people's questions and concerns are going to be answered there. And as you all know, as soon as that comes out and whenever that happens, I will of course have a video breakdown ready very shortly after it ends, so you can look forward to all the news there. And to give just a rough prediction on when I think all of this is going to play out, I think we're going to get this live stream next week, sometime obviously during the week, during the work week. And then because the PTS was so short and because they're having now this time to prepare for it, I think we will see the release of Season 11 on Tuesday, January 31st, which is the day in the in-game calendar that Season 10 is ending. So that's my best guess, is that in roughly 2 weeks' time, we're just going to transition seamlessly from Season 10 to Season 11, and that should be pretty exciting with all the new stuff coming. But my friends, that is all the latest news on the Season 11 PTS and the update overall, and my thoughts on it. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts on this general news that we've gotten with the Season 11 PTS lately. Do you think it is concerning in any way that this was the shortest PTS on record in the Division franchise? Maybe you don't think that means much at all. I mean, it is important to remember that this was also the least amount of things ever being tested on a PTS to my memory, so it kind of makes sense that it was shorter, but I do think it probably could have benefited from an extra phase. Either way, whatever your thoughts are, I will as always be very curious to hear them down below. That is going to do it for me today, everybody. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, row gold. Out.